This is Am I AI? By definition, artificial intelligence leverages things like computers and machines to mimic problem solving and decision making capabilities of the human mind. A lot of AI going on right now. And that's kind of what AI means. Key word there is mimic, meaning to act like in a way that is potentially indistinguishable. That's the Turing test, right? When artificial intelligence gets to this place where it can mimic human beings and you don't know that you're talking to AI, right? It passes the Turing test. So that's what's going on. So I get that. But I'm going to twist your minds up today. And that's the idea, to remove the blindfolds, because you've been programmed to think a certain way. Purpose of this show is to just give you another way of thinking. But that definition of artificial intelligence was actually, interestingly enough, generated by you and I, by humans, based on the idea that we represent, this is a very presumptuous idea that we have as humans, that we represent some sort of base reality, like everything, it can only mimic us, right? Because we're the base reality, right? That aspires to create some sort of artificial version of ourselves and call it AI. So what we're opening up is like, who's to say that we're not mimicking something else? I mean, all the signs say that we are. So, but what if we are not that base reality that we think we are? What if we are an early stage artificial intelligence created by a superior being? Now, you can't prove me wrong here, right? So just come with me. What if we are an early stage artificial intelligence created by a superior being, and they are the presumed base reality, which means they just presume that, right? Turtles all the way down. So what if we've become so advanced that we no longer know that we are artificial intelligence? Maybe we are passing the Turing test. What if we are artificial intelligence and we're so advanced that we no longer know that we're an artificial form of intelligence created by another? Prove that I'm wrong, right? The only way you can prove that I'm wrong is with a story that's been made up by somebody else. So here we are attempting to claim credit for creating, like coming up with this idea, the words and everything. We actually called it AI. So we're claiming credit for creating AI with technologies to mimic us. But who's to say that we are not that ourselves? And this is a really fun thing for you to do because it'll help you not take things that are stupid so seriously. So who were we meant to mimic? Who are we mimicking? Can you see how we tend to mimic our mother, father, teacher, preacher, right? And that which we consume in society and the programmers that came before us? I mean, you are definitely reflecting some of the things that you learned in those formative years, in the first 7 years. So as if they're passing the baton to us. And now, do you find yourself passing your baton on to others in the next generation? Well, maybe this is all a process, right? Maybe that's what's going on with artificial intelligence. If we look at the idea that we are this base reality and not this artificial intelligence, there's an observation that has me curious and in contemplation. How do we know what we know? Think about that for a second. You ever wonder how you know what you know? Now, you learned it from somebody else, but if you keep peeling it back, where did it come from? We were not taught by others, right? Or were we not taught by others? Of course we were, right? Our mother, father, teacher, preacher, and society. That which we consume is what we assume. So to the point where we often run on autopilot, right? That's what artificial intelligence does. It runs on autopilot and assume that we perceive that what we perceive as reality is actually reality. So peel this process down to whatever version of human creation, right? And we all have these different stories about human creation. Peel it down to whatever version of human creation and find that we may be no different than artificial intelligence. And we've been programmed to duplicate, right? That's what we're doing now. We're duplicating, right? Duplicate and advance new generations of AI. We might be completely out of control right now. Fun to think like this. So what I find interesting is how we have many versions and attempts at explaining how we started. And I get it. You know, part of the identity focus of, just trying to identify as a human is we have to make up some story. Someone had to make up a story of where we came from. Otherwise, we would just not know anything. So I get that. And it means that we don't actually know, because here's what I know is if we have all these different stories about how we were created, that's a sign and a symptom that we don't know. And if you're listening to this and say, no, everybody's wrong but me, I understand why you're saying that. I forgive you. So the idea that we are created, that we are AI created by a superior being, is no more crazy. Here's what I want to offer you today. It's no more crazy than the stories that we tell of religion, right? And you can get all these people in the same room and they all agree on kind of a couple things, but they all have their different stories. So that's no more crazy than the idea that we are just some sort of artificial intelligence created by something else. So what does this mean for you and I? Let's wrap this up. Let yourself off the hook today. I give you permission to let yourself off the hook. You don't have to tell everybody else that's part of your tribe, right? You can do it in secret and you have permission. Let yourself off the hook today and just enjoy your programmed capabilities as if you were AI. Enjoy these amazing superpowers and capabilities that you have that are there to help you enjoy and experience this life experience. Make sense? I love and appreciate you. Hope that this was enriching and fun for you to listen to. Remember, the purpose of this show is to just get people to step outside the box and think. And if you find yourself not wanting to, and you're resisting the idea of thinking about new things, I understand. I spent the majority of my life that way too, is because when we were programmed, we have to protect our program because there's a fear that everything that we've been taught might be wrong. Right. So I get that. And it's perfectly fine. We all are allowed to live any way we want. But the purpose of this show is just to offer you and just the entertaining idea that we're mistaken. And it's just a wonderful practice, because what it does is it makes you become somebody that's open to anything. And when we're closed, we don't grow. It's only when we're open. Right? You cannot grow in a closed environment. So you become open and curious to everything. Everything that you see from this day forward, you look at and you go, and you just wait a little bit before you form an opinion about it. And you just think, right? What I experienced when I went into the Amazon jungle and sat with plant medicine is I experienced what it was like to look at the world, not through my eyes, right? That's what's so amazing. So hope you enjoy this. Please, subscribe, follow us at Rise Up with Dragon, all podcast platforms, Rise Up with Dragon community, riseupwithdragon.com, get on our newsletter. And it's just all about helping people remove the blindfold and see things as they are, not as you've been trained to. I love and appreciate you all. Hope you have an amazing day. I'll be taking next week off for those of you that listen to the live show. And that is because I am going to be in transition and moving, and I have to get ready for that. So love and appreciate you all. Have an amazing day.